episode of Off the Script Extra. Dolph Ziggler hates John Cena. Also, news on Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, the latest from the Wrestling Observer and Dave Meltzer on their status with TNA. Are they one day closer to coming to the WWE? Also, news on why WrestleMania 34 is coming to New Orleans. And finally, Paige, what is her status for WrestleMania 33? All this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Off the Script Extra, January 11, 2017. We got news on Matt Hardy, Kenny Omega, Paige, WrestleMania 34, Dolph Ziggler, and John Cena. We're going to go over all of it today, right here on Off the Script Extra. If you guys missed my Monday Night Raw review and my SmackDown Live review, annotations will be on the screen right now. If you missed any of that stuff, make sure you guys check that shit out and show some love and support for those videos. Also, the first ever inaugural PayPal Rumble is underway. We are nearing 40 entrants for this motherfucker, man. You guys are making this an unbelievable success. If you guys want a chance to win Off the Script merchandise on Royal Rumble weekend during a live drawing right here on Off the Script, make sure you guys enter. Instructions are down below. $10 entry fee. You can win any t-shirt of your choice on my online shop, courtesy of Barbershop Window. Plus, you're going to win WWE Funko Pop, courtesy of me, plus anything else that I round up as prizes for you guys, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. Live drawing Royal Rumble weekend for the preview and prediction show. $10 entry fee. The Off the Script PayPal Rumble. Join today and be one of the many who are going to try and win this great stuff, courtesy of Off the Script. So thank you to everybody that's entered, and thank you to everybody that is going to enter the PayPal Rumble. Now let's get on with the news, guys. We got some stories here. We're going to start off here with Dolph Ziggler. Apparently, Dolph Ziggler hates John Cena, and it's for real, too. Last week on SmackDown Live, Dolph Ziggler turned heel. We're going to see what happens on SmackDown. I'm actually recording this right before SmackDown. You guys are going to be seeing this on Wednesday, so it's going to be interesting to see what we see on SmackDown with Dolph Ziggler. He did act heelish, but attacking Kalisto to the sounds of yes chants. Oh my God! The beloved Kalisto! He had his fucking backstabbed by Dolph Ziggler. Oh my God, I feel so bad for Kalisto that it immediately turned Dolph Ziggler into the biggest fucking heel in WWE. Calm down. Calm down. Apollo Crews, it's a different story. The big smiley white teeth Apollo Crews, that's a different story. I'm more interested in Apollo Crews being on television right now than Dolph Ziggler turning heel, though it is something that needed to be done. But hopefully we get some type of explanation. Maybe we don't get an explanation. Maybe he just goes on a fucking warpath and does what he wants to do, you know? And people are going to cheer him because they want to see this. They need to see a new side of Dolph Ziggler that we have not seen. It's been boring. this is going to freshen him up. But right now, hopefully, we get some type of explanation as to why he did what he did. He is realistically turning heel for the first time in several years by attacking Kalisto and saying that he didn't need any of their fans or support. As you might remember, Ziggler was a heel around the time of WrestleMania a few years back, and he had quite a bit to say on John Cena in an interview the night before that show. Here are some excerpts from that interview on the Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. I hate John Cena, and like, for real. Yeah, I hate everything he stands for. I hate how awkwardly he runs. I hate that I'm better at wrestling, but he has this awesome connection with the fans. And I'm so great at wrestling, and I haven't made that connection with all the fans that aren't in New York, Ziggler added. There has to be some substance to a character, and we know John. We know his hustle, loyalty, respect. We know he's not going to back down. He's the face of the company. What do we know about me? Ziggler said. I'm jacked, shredded, look like a movie star, and have great matches. That doesn't connect with everyone. He is the face of the company for a reason, said Ziggler. He does all those make-a-wishes for a reason. He's constantly in the main event, perhaps WrestleMania's main event, because he's our poster guy. He is our guy, and it's great. That's why I hate him. I want to be in that spot, and one day I am going to be. It is very frustrating, especially when I'm like, but I'm so good. You know, here I am. It drives me crazy. It's fun, and we have a nice little rivalry where he does things his way. We don't always see things eye to eye, and it makes things that much more fun. Now, all of this was probably said in character. You know, I don't think Ziggler really hates John Cena, but whether you believe it or not, take it with a grain of salt. Ziggler's probably in character. But this really does show how great a feud between the two could be. Ziggler is better at a heel than being a babyface and really needs something to freshen him up. That's why they're going in the direction that they're going in now. And, you know, this has been said about Cena before from everybody. So it could work well if they want to revisit this feud again. Because they had a minor one here, you know, a couple years ago. And they worked together a few times, and it was very, very good. It was very entertaining. But I think it might be a little bit more entertaining now, especially if they add the reality, the dose of reality to it. You know, if Nikki Bella gets added into this, I would love to see some real life emotion thrown into this. Ziggler used to date Nikki Bella, you know. Then she left Dolph Ziggler and now got with John Cena. Now they are a well-known couple in WWE. And I would love to see Dolph Ziggler in his current persona that he is headed in as a heel. I would like to see him and John Cena battling it out over Nikki Bella. That would be great, you know. I don't know when that could be. I don't know when that might take place. Cena might be tied up. I'm hearing rumors of John Cena and Undertaker for WrestleMania. You guys know that same old story. I'm also hearing rumors of WWE wanting John Cena versus Roman Reigns for SummerSlam 2017 at the Barclays Center in New York City. So John Cena also, you know, he might be taking some more time off because he got a big starring movie role for something that's going to be filming this summer and won't be released till next April 2018. So I don't know when they're going to have the time to fit this in, but I think a heel Ziggler versus a face John Cena would be a refreshing storyline, especially if a dose of reality is thrown in there to make it interesting. So, Dolph Ziggler doesn't really hate John Cena. I'm assuming he was in character. There's no reason for anybody to hate anybody else. But that was in the news. Ziggler hating John Cena. He was on the Sam Roberts podcast, and he remained in character talking about John Cena. Huge update on Matt Hardy's WWE return alongside brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. This is according to Dave Meltzer. People are asking, and Dave Meltzer has been inquiring. This is the absolute latest as it concerns Matt Hardy. The latest meaning Monday afternoon. For Matt, I don't see him going to the WWE, says Dave Meltzer. The odds are better now than they were a couple of months ago because he wouldn't have gotten pushed in the WWE as the old Matt Hardy. He would have just been there to job, and he would be there so that he could make more money and keep his reputation better and work his own schedule in TNA. Now you can make that argument that with this gimmick, the broken brilliance, he could merchandise this gimmick and make an absolute killing in WWE. The thing is, with TNA, he's going to have creative control over his entire character, which he would not have in WWE. If WWE is smart, they would give him some type of creative control. So hopefully something can be worked out. And Jeff, the story on Jeff is, Meltzer says, I don't know. Jeff may want to stay with Matt and just do this gimmick as well in TNA. Jeff has no need to go back to the WWE. They're both making really great money right now. They both saved a lot of money. Jeff Hardy's body is really beat up, and it's really hard with the schedule to go back to the WWE. I know there's probably a thing in Jeff's mind about going back there for one last run in the company and that last bit of exposure. It could happen. Don't get me wrong, says Meltzer. It could happen. Jeff going back there with his body as beat up as it is right now, he'll be a star regardless because he has a lot of charisma, and he's got more charisma than most guys that are there right now currently. But Meltzer says he does not see them putting the championship again on Jeff Hardy the way he is right now. So that is the latest, according to Dave Meltzer, on Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. So we have to see what's going on with that. I'm hoping that WWE really comes to their senses and realizes that this is a once-in-a-lifetime, type of gimmick. Once-in-a-lifetime type of gimmick. And I hope that they realize they can make a lot of money off this thing. And I've stated this, WWE wants creative rights and copyrights all over their fucking superstars with the names and the gimmicks and this and that. They really need to realize that if you allow Matt Hardy to do what he's done on a grander scale, the merchandise money is going to be there. He's going to make the company so much more money in the end if you allow him to be and do what he wants. I'm not saying full creative control because nobody is going to get that type of freedom in WWE. Not with McMahon in charge. But this is special. And I hope the WWE realizes this, that this gimmick turned not only his career around, but his life around. And this is a really, really special thing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime type of gimmick, man. We all thought, what the fuck is going on with this thing? And we all at the same time fell in love with it. And now we adore it. It's infectious. We want to see more of it. We want to see him on the grand scale. When people are chanting delete in the WWE audiences, it's it's something special and it's something big. Matt Hardy, I would love to see him back in the WWE. I would love to see them have one more run as the tag team champions. I would love to see the broken brilliance and the gimmick and the feuds that could come out of it in the WWE. Will it happen? I don't know. All I know is that it's going to cost WWE a lot of money to lure away the Hardys, especially with what they're doing on the independent scene. And I've had, my eyes personally on what these guys do, calling the House of Glory show and seeing Matt at the House of Glory show that I last called. And, when I went to go see Joe in Massachusetts and Matt Hardy publicly deleted me, I seen the fucking sea of people, going there to meet Matt Hardy. This could be big for WWE if they just go against what they're used to doing and bring him on in and let him be who he has been. But with TNA, listen, they may stay in TNA. They may want to turn TNA around with the new owners, with the new ownership. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Their contract ends on February 27th, so it's going to be interesting to see what's happening with the Hardys. Will they return to the WWE? We will find out within a month's time, so I will keep you updated on that. WrestleMania 34 going back to New Orleans. Why? They are going to be hosting WrestleMania. It's a huge boost to the local economy in New Orleans. It's a big driver for tourism and a general boon to the city's prestige. And a few Wrestling Rumors staff, this is where I got the news article from, WrestlingRumors.com. They have a few people that work for the website that are based in that area as well. But with New Orleans having already hosted WrestleMania 30 just a few years ago, many are wondering why WWE will return to the Big Easy in New Orleans so soon. It's not quite obvious why this choice was made. It's not really known why they would make New York, Orlando, or LA regular members of the rotation. Why didn't they go to the rumored Minnesota for WrestleMania 34? New Orleans will be hosting this celebration next year, and city officials have promised that WWE WrestleMania 34 would be presented as a key factor in celebrations. According to the Wrestling Observer radio show, being part in the city's 300th anniversary festivities is what WWE seen as a big factor to return to New Orleans. So that is the reason why they're going back to New Orleans. The 300th anniversary festivities that will be happening on Bourbon Street for the city of New Orleans in 2018. That is the reason why WWE is going back there. If I can get there, I would love to go, man. It would be my first time in New Orleans. I always wanted to party on Bourbon Street, and hopefully we can make that happen, man. WrestleMania 34 coming to New Orleans should be interesting. Now, one thing I did think about, and I didn't mention this in the Raw review, what if WWE is thinking about holding off on John Cena versus The Undertaker, and they go with AJ Styles versus The Undertaker for WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, and then with The Undertaker going back to WrestleMania 34, because he was at the press conference, he was there. When have you ever seen The Undertaker do a fucking press conference for WrestleMania in his full gimmick? You know, he took the podium, he took the mic and started talking. So what if WWE holds off The Undertaker and John Cena for next year, and they have it be, and they build it around Undertaker going back into New Orleans, the city that devastated the streak, that beat the streak? Will The Undertaker be successful going back into New Orleans to beat John Cena? You know, maybe they save it for that, and maybe, you know, being that The Undertaker streak died there, maybe that's the same place they want The Undertaker to retire. I don't know. Certainly interesting to think about. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all that. But WrestleMania 34 going back to New Orleans because WWE wanted to celebrate the 300th anniversary of the city and the festivities that are going to be happening there on Bourbon Street. CM Punk, was he or is he going to be released by the WWE? He was, well, he walked out, but will he be released by the UFC? CM Punk was submitted by Mickey Gall in the first round of their fight at UFC 203. Very underwhelming fight. I was very disappointed by everything that happened that night because I was in Atlantic City, New Jersey with my best friend. We watched it. We were excited, and it was over before we even had a sip of fucking beer. And while UFC President Dana White said that after the fight that Punk probably shouldn't fight in the UFC again, the company still hasn't decided yet to release him. There are thoughts about releasing him, but they have not done so yet. It's beginning to look like Punk will get another shot in the UFC, even though he's clearly not a UFC caliber fighter. But the company decides to cut him. Bellator MMA, which is UFC's chief competitor, is interested in signing Phil Brooks. On Tuesday, Bellator MMA president Scott Coker did an interview with Newsweek where he expressed interest in signing former WWE World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk if the UFC does indeed cut him. He said, and I quote, "If CM Punk was free from any contractual obligations and he wanted to fight under Bellator, we would definitely love to have a conversation with him. I believe he's still under contract." Bellator is known for not really caring about signing quality MMA fighters, but rather signing some of the biggest names in the sport, even if they're well past their prime. Essentially, they're just trying to draw huge television ratings, and their strategy has, for the most part, worked out well. So, if Punk does not go back to UFC, or Dana White does not allow him, based on what he knows of Punk, or what he's afraid of, you know, in the next fight, Punk might have work with Bellator. But honestly, I don't see Punk in the UFC for too much longer. I give him, at most, 3 fights, and then we can begin talking about CM Punk coming back to the WWE, because you know what's happening. You know, Punk, no matter what Punk says, I believe, if I was a betting man, I would say that Punk deep down loves the professional wrestling business. It's what gave him his name. You know, that passion, you know, it's something that you grew up wanting to do. You made a living. You made a name. You worked your fucking life to get to that point. That passion for the business doesn't go away. It will never go away at all. Punk will be back when he wants to be back. You know, WWE has welcomed back fucking people that we didn't think were ever going to walk back into the WWE. After what Bret Hart did to Vince McMahon with the Montreal Screwjob, did we ever think we'd see Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart in the same fucking ring after what had happened, after what is documented, or what has been documented from that? No. Nobody expected that. CM Punk, he will be back in the WWE when business calls for it. When Punk feels it's time to go back, when, you know, Vince McMahon and Triple H put bygones to the side and they want to do business, they know Punk and Punk's name and what it's worth and how much of a fucking ratings, you know, draw it would be. The dream matches that we could still see with Punk healthy. They know. Punk will be back, but as of right now, if Dana White doesn't want CM Punk in the UFC, Bellator's looking to pick him up. Scott Coker is interested in signing him, and that's been their motto, man. He said it. Look, they're looking to draw huge television ratings. They don't give a shit, or, you know, journalists or rumors, news sites out there. They're not about signing quality MMA fighters. They want some of the biggest names to draw eyes to their product. So Punk is right in that category. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with CM Punk. And if he is going to fight, I'm going to watch because I'm a Phil Brooks fan. And I want to see him succeed. I don't want to see him fail. He worked so hard to get where he is right now with this UFC thing. And I'd love to see him at least win one fight if all goes well here in his MMA career. Paige, WrestleMania 33, what is her status? Paige has been out of action for over 6 months now with a neck injury, and it doesn't seem like she's going to be back in the ring anytime soon. After undergoing neck surgery on October 19, it's likely going to be a good while before she can return to the ring. This includes missing a pretty important show. According to PW Insider and Mike Johnson, Paige will be out of action for WrestleMania 33. It's not clear when she will be back in the ring. Paige was recently in Tampa at Monday Night Raw to update WWE on her status. That was not this week, but the week previously. Aside from that, she hasn't been involved with WWE for several months due to the wellness policy violations that led to her being suspended for 90 days total. After hitting the WWE in 2014, she was a house on fire. People were excited. Paige became almost like any other female on the roster after that. She just quickly declined, and that was a damn shame. She ended up being just like everybody else on the roster at the time. Really nothing stood out about her. She has so much natural talent and charisma that it's a shame that she doesn't seem to be able to get a grip on working with WWE. She can't get a handle on working for the WWE. I'm sure she'll wind up on the indie scene for years to come, but I really can't imagine her being around the WWE much longer. I don't think the passion for Paige is there in the WWE anymore, especially with what's going on with Del Rio. If they are really serious about their relationship, I'm assuming she wants to be, you know, free so that she can do what she wants with him. And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you about Paige. The way the WWE are going with the women's division, if we had a passionate, dedicated Paige like we did when she first broke through in NXT and made her way to the main roster, when she beat AJ Lee on her first night, you know, for the Divas Championship at the time, that's the Paige I want. If we're going to get some half-ass Paige, I don't give a shit. I don't want her on the main roster because it's not going to do any good. And to be honest with you, do you even realize that she's gone? Do you even miss that Paige is not on TV? I don't. I'm sure you guys don't either. So it doesn't really make any sense at all. Nobody gives a shit about Paige. It's done. You know? She's probably looking to get herself suspended again so that WWE can release her from her contract. She wants out. She wants out. She's young. She wants to be with Del Rio. She wants to fucking cause chaos in the independents. Fine. Do what you want to do. But do you really miss her? Do you really realize that she's off television? No. You don't. And if that's the case, she's not really that important to begin with. So WWE is, you know, in signing mode. Paige is easily replaceable, just like any other business. You know, you want to go ahead. You know, everybody is expendable. You know, there's not one person on that roster that is safe. Anything can happen. Injury can happen. A drug violation can happen. You know, so anything can happen. Everybody is expendable. You are always replaceable. Paige, in this case, is very replaceable, and I'm sure WWE is thinking that same exact way. That's everything, man. That's Off the Script Extra. Hope you guys enjoyed this video for this Wednesday morning. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking about all these stories within the video. and leave me a comment down below. Make sure you guys check out everything else. Raw review. You got the SmackDown Live review. We got NXT and Lucha Underground review coming up on Thursday morning out of nowhere tonight with Joe Cronin on his channel, I believe. Is that the place we're going to be? So make sure you guys tune into all that. I will be streaming more WWE Universe mode. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my career mode. I might end up canceling the entire thing because nobody seems to be interested in it. So we'll see what happens with that. But PayPal Rumble, make sure you guys enter that. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon page. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I will be back with more out of nowhere tonight. NXT and Lucha Underground review tomorrow. And then Friday, episode 152 of Off The Script. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys tonight for Out of Nowhere with Joe Cronin.